And now it's time to switch your vintage taste buds on with Recipe Rewind, edible nostalgia for the World Wide Web.
Hello there, I'm Barry Lewis and welcome to the first and possibly last ever Recipe Rewind, a playlist inspired by recipes throughout the years, from times gone by, nostalgic noms, antique eats or vintage vitties. I'd like to thank my good friend Stuart Ashen for donating the first book that I'm tackling today. It's a fantastic, glorious looking book from a lady called Marguerite Patton, everyday book in colour. As you can see on the front cover there, it's fantastic photography. Marvellous ideas for every day and every occasion, a complete, lavishly illustrated guide to modern cookery. I've made a delicious recipe from it. It really caught my eye and I really hope you try it today. Let me tell you about it. So I've bookmarked it with another recipe book, which hopefully we'll tackle on another video. But we're going for something called fish whirls. Now it's quite a simplistic named recipe, but let me tell you what really got me. It's the photography. Now have a look at that beauty right there. So when I saw that, I thought this is the one for me. This is going to kick off this playlist. And the dogs didn't complain. In fact, I think they're kind of sedated anyway, so they don't mind. So I'm going to talk you through the steps now. I've already made it, and I can tell you it's a fascinating dish. I can't wait to taste it, but I'm hoping that you do too. The first thing you need to do is take a fillet of fish. They suggest plaice, sole or whiting. I went for sea bass. Whatever fish you can get, to be honest. What you want to do is take each fillet and roll it up into a sort of tube and stand it up. Now I was concerned I was going to use a skewer, but I trusted the old method of this cookbook and left it. So with all 5 of these stood up like so, I put them into a large roasting tray. Now into this dish, you suddenly take this very bland fish, that rhymes, and boom chicka wow wow, give it a darn good crack of pepper and salt. Take some lemon juice and squeeze that all over those 5 fillets, curled up. They suddenly look like glistened citrus wedding rings. Now this part of the recipe caught me out because what you need to do is place some butter in there. So that's what I did, I scattered that around. But then he says very little milk. Now that's not a very good accurate measurement, so I went for a tablespoon. Whilst we're on that topic, the ingredients are all quite difficult. So if you use a website called Google, that will help you convert them. That goes for if you're in America, for your cup sizes, or England for grams or your alternative. With all those flavours rammed into your dish, you now need to bake it through. And this surprises me because I thought the fish would flop. But by baking it, it does actually hold it in place. Unintentional food pun. Push this into the oven for 10 minutes just to bake, which will hold those fish rings in position. Oh, excuse me. Halfway through the baking, so approximately 10 minutes, which is half of 20, you want to take the fish rolls out of the oven. You'll find that they're quite stubborn and butch now, but we need to proceed. You want to take some shelled prawns, aka shrimp, and carefully individually fill or load your rings of fish with the prawns. Prawns loaded in there, it kind of looks like a scene from the French Alps when I've been on my skiing holiday. You want to shove that back in your oven for about 10 minutes just to warm through. And what you'll find, if you excuse the phrase, fishy juices will emit from the prawns and the fish, the bass, and it will mix with the butter, the milk and the seasoning and really help our roux later on. In fact, we'll go to that any minute now. And now we do go on to the roux. First of all, you need to get a saucepan and place in the butter. Heat this gently and tenderly until the butter melts and starts to bubble gently, like a little bubble bath. Carefully tip in your plain flour and mix that through. The moment you chuck it in, it will start to thicken up, but keep stirring, okay? You want it to absorb all of that butter. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am, Boston. With your fishy whirl rings now out of the oven, you want to let them rest gently, but put them onto your final serving dish. They look delicious, don't they? Put them back into your oven as it cools down, just to keep the plate warm. And for reference, mine's still doing that, even though we shot this video 4 hours ago. I love cold food. Please don't get rid of that fishy residue that you're left with. It's really, really nice. What we're going to do is use it to support our roux and infuse it with further flavour. So we're going to tip it whilst it's still warm and manoeuvrable, otherwise it goes cold and congeals up and looks disgusting. Pour that through a sieve, and actually all the discarded bits, you can get rid of that, but what you want is those nice flavoured juices going into your milk. That milk then gets poured into our roux over that gentle heat. We keep mixing it through, and at first it'll be very thin and watery like a milky lake, but you keep stirring and it will thicken up and turn into a glossy, delicious fish-infused sauce. Remove from the heat and season well, and the last step is to push in the cream. So as you dollop that in, just stir it through and let it all mingle and become one. If you're enjoying this video as much as I'm enjoying this rich tea biscuit, don't forget to subscribe for regular recipes and food fun. I'll be your best friend. Now here comes the money shot. What you want to do is drench your fishy whirly rings with the sauce that we've made. Let it coat it, let it drench it just like a waterfall pounding a rock all over, and let it sort of settle like a milky lake at the bottom. It's a shame that the dogs have fallen asleep for this step because it's really the best bit. All you want to do is now take a handful of chopped parsley and scatter that all over your fishy whirl rings. And doesn't that look absolutely delicious? And you know what? I haven't even tasted it yet, and I can't hide my excitement. Well, indeed, it is tasting time, and not a bad effort, I think you'll agree, compared to what it's supposed to look like, and I think the dogs might wake up for this bit. Dinner's up, and I'm going to use Marguerite's book for just a little placemat today. Smells like the ocean. And for those OCD ones amongst us, you might have noticed that one of them I actually wrapped the skin in reverse. Looked kind of like a snake, didn't it? So I'm going to try and get a mouthful of every little bite, the sauce, the parsley. I'm aware the pugs have woken up. Let's have a go. It's all right. My favourite bit is the parsley, if I'm honest, but in all seriousness, that is actually not a bad dish whatsoever. I'm a big fan of prawns and sea bass. The sauce is a little bit bland and disappointing. I was kind of yeah, that just tastes like bread sauce. It needs a bit, I was hoping a bit more fishy flavour in there, but in all seriousness, that's okay. That is okay. Lots of you guys asked me to do this playlist in character, so I hope you kind of get the balance right between presenting like that and also doing an actual honest assessment of this dish. But if you want to see more retro recipes, I've got tons of books Stuart's given me, and I'm no doubt if you do have one at home lying about you'd like to see me tackle, get in touch. And from Boston, Amy and I, and the Fishy Whirls, we'll see you next time.